Should we start? Let's start the math session. So we are starting with continuity. You remember I told in the grade 11, the last chapter is limits. The first chapter in grade 12 will be continuity. Limits and continuity are connected. So if you have forgotten what was limit, what the standard limits, do revise once you go back. You can just revise for half an hour. Few things I will tell in the class also, but if you want my lectures of grade 11 limits, you can ping me. I will send the lectures. You can go through that. But limits is must for continuity. The moment you have problem in limits, continuity will be zero. There will be no continuity in continuity. It will be discontinuous only. So do revise that. Once you go home, just revise. Or you can ask me for my lectures, I'll share it. So write down the heading, continuity. So let's start the chapter. See, suppose this term comes in front of you, and suppose it's not a maths class. What is the basic meaning of continuity in general? What is the general meaning of continuity? That there should not be any break. If I say that you have to maintain this continuity, suppose you are doing very well in any field. If I say, right, you should continue this, you should maintain this continuity. So what is the meaning of continuity? That there should not be any break, there should not be any gap. That is the literal meaning of continuity in maths also. If you draw the graph of sine theta, all of you know the graph of sine theta? Is there any break in sine theta? Let's draw it. Let's draw the graph of sine theta. So if I draw the graph of sine theta, just notice, do I have to lift my hand to draw this graph? No. Why? Because there is a continuity. You can draw it in the single go without lifting your pen from the board because there is no gap in the graph. There is no discontinuity. There is no break. That's what is the meaning of word continuity. So any function which doesn't have any break or gap, that function is called a continuous function. I'm not talking in terms of maths in general. We'll discuss later how the limit comes into picture. But in general, the meaning is clear. Now you will say, if I can understand the continuity of the function by drawing the graph, why is limit required? Correct? Draw the graph of this function. Can you draw the graph? Anyone in the class? How will you check the continuity? Then limits comes into picture. Okay? If the function is simple, sine theta, cos theta, tan theta, a quadratic function, a cubic function, a modulus function, a greatest integer function, log function, exponential function, whatever function you have studied, signum function. Correct? So there you can draw the graph and check aram se. No need to use limits. But the moment I combine multiple functions in the same expression, then drawing the graph, it is possible to draw the graph, but it will take a lot of time. So rather than drawing the graph and checking whether there is a break or not, you use the concept of limits. Okay. So is the funda clear? What is continuity? So write down the statement. A function is said to be continuous. Yes, sorry, I will take your doubt 1 minute. A function f of x is said to be continuous if there is no break or gap in its waveform. Waveform means graph. This is in general meaning of continuity. We have not discussed the mathematical meaning. Okay, but this also helps you a lot. Wherever you see that function is a very basic function, aram se draw the graph and tell them. So sine theta is a continuous function, right? So this is a graph of sine x. So all of you drawn the graph also? Draw the graph and write down sine x is, therefore sine x is a continuous function. There is no break. There is no gap. Yeah, sure, yeah. What is your doubt?
So I got disconnected. Could you repeat what you did?
That's what this is the first thing.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, this is the first thing. That a function is continuous if there is no break in the graph. So you can see sine theta is a smooth function, right? There is no gap. You can draw it in a single go. You don't have to lift your pen from the board.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
So that's why it is a continuous function. And then I explained about this function that it is difficult to draw the graph of every function. So every time drawing the graph will not help. So we have to take the help of limits for a complicated function. Okay. What about cos x? Continuous? There's no break in the graph. Okay. Anyone who doesn't know the trigonometric graphs, requesting you to revise all the graphs. Grade 11 will be used in each and every point, especially trigonometry. Do revise the trigonometric identities, because in this chapter also we will use trigonometric identities: sine a plus b, sine a minus b, cos a plus b, cos a minus b, cos 2 theta, sine 2 theta. Basic trigonometric identities should be on your fingertips. Otherwise, you will get stuck at each problem. Any good question will be there, will be blank. Do revise trigonometric identities. It will be used in most of the chapters in grade 12, most except probability. So do revise. Okay, so cos x is also continuous, you guys are telling. Okay. Now what about tan x? Continuous? There's a break? Where? Which angle? Angle. Which angle? Near 90, not near 90, at 90. Okay. At 90, there is break. Okay. In the graph of tan theta, there is a break at all the odd multiples of 90. The correct statement is odd multiples of 90. So what are the odd multiples of 90? 90, that is pi by 2, 3 pi by 2, 5 pi by 2, 7 pi by 2, 9 pi by 2, 11 pi by 2. So at odd multiples of pi by 2, there is always a break in the graph of tan theta. So at that point, tan theta will be discontinuous. So let's draw the graph of tan theta. Graph should be on your fingertips. Okay. If you guys want to revise trigonometry, next month grade 11 batch is starting. You can attend those classes. Whatever topic you guys want to revise from grade 11 in detail, because I will teach you grade 11, but I can't teach from scratch. I will just take the important concept and numerical. Any chapter you want to revise in grade 11 from zero, then attend grade 11 classes. Grade 11 classes are starting from 16th April. You are free to attend all the grade 11 classes. Okay. Whatever class. And anyways, the recording is also there. So you can see the recording. Who want to learn from scratch. Otherwise, in your entrance batch classes, I will revise grade 11 important topics of trigonometry, complex number, all the difficult topics I'll revise. Okay, let's draw the graph of tan theta. What is this angle? 90. What is this angle? Minus. So if you see that, this is not exactly correct, but almost correct. This function is approaching to infinity at which angle? 90. And this function is approaching to minus infinity at minus 9. And what is infinity? Undefined. It means that function doesn't exist. Understand that. What is the meaning of undefined? That function doesn't exist, or exist. I should not say exist. I should say that it doesn't have a finite value. You can't tell the value. Infinity can be 100 crores. Infinity can be 1000 crores. Okay, so infinity means you can't give a fixed value. So we say that boss, it is not defined there. So at pi by 2, it is not defined. Now let's draw one more section of the graph. So what will be this angle? 3 pi by 2. And tan is 0 at pi. So this angle will be pi. So can you see that this section is exactly repeated here? Just observe it. This whole section, I just took it, pasted here. So that's how you draw the graph of tan theta. Same thing. Take this section, copy, paste here. So at all odd multiples of tan theta, there is a break. You can see that. Can I draw the graph in a single go? No. I have to draw it, lift my pen, and then again draw it. Because there is a break in the graph. If there was a continuity, you can draw in the single go. So this is a continuous function or discontinuous? Discontinuous. At which angle? Odd multiples of pi by. You can write down f of x equal to tan x is discontinuous at odd multiple of pi by 2. So it means x is equal to what? 2n plus 1 pi by. So at this it is continuous or discontinuous? Discontinuous. Any doubt? All clear? So from the graph, did you guys understand how to identify continuity and discontinuity? All of you draw the graph of greatest integer function. Draw the graph of GIF, greatest integer function. Don't remember? Grade 11, 100 years back, you studied GIF, greatest integer function. और WhatsApp वाला GIF function बोल रहा हूँ, GIF, greatest integer function. I hope that any one of you remember ladder shape. The
The
graph is
step
ladder shape.
function, right?
Greatest integer function, ladder shape. It's like a ladder. Greatest integer function. Write the values. Shape is correct. You don't have to decorate that. Draw GIF. I gave the hint also. Ladder. How does the ladder move? With now? Draw it. Draw ladder. What do you calculate? What is it about? It's about the history of calculus. What told you about this? My neighbor. I bought this 2 years back. Gotcha. You're waiting for grade 12. Calculus will start then. You have drawn histogram. Hmm? We discussed GIF, right? In grade 11. Pranav and Shivardhan, you guys have not drawn. Not expected. You guys should have drawn. I discussed greatest integer function in very detail. Hmm? When was the grade 11 final exam? Feb. 1 month almost. So 1 month. Displacement is zero. Basics, you can't forget. It's as simple as that. Okay. You don't have the choice to forget basics. You have to be that much strong. That's why I always say that don't study any subject that you want to score good marks in the exam. Think that you have to learn something. When you read from the learning purpose, you will not forget things frequently. Eating badam or doing that exercise and all, nothing will help. Everything is controlled from here, your mindset. With what mindset you study the subject. Most of the time we study the subject, chalo, tomorrow is exam. Somehow I have to get good marks. Change the mindset. Do we study the same thing every time? I think I told last year also. As a teacher, we don't study the subject regularly. I taught you this topic now. I will study the same topic next year. But why don't we forget? Because our purpose is different, that we have to explain you. We have to make sure that you all understand. Change the mindset, you will see that automatically your memory power and all everything will improve. You don't need almonds or dry fruits for that. Change the mindset. You guys are already very intelligent, but use it at the right place. Greatest integer function. So what is the purpose of this function? It gives you the greatest integer or smallest? Small. Function ka name and purpose is ulta. Function says that I will give you the greatest. But the answer is, suppose you give the input as 3.8, answer will not be 4. Answer will be 3. You come backwards. If I give you the input as minus 1.4, you have to take smaller integer or greatest? Smaller. So what is the integer which is smaller than minus 1.4? Minus 2. Simple. The function says greatest integer, but answer is smaller one. Keep this point in mind. That's it. I'm explaining how to draw the function. See here, how to draw the function. So we will take two positive values, two negative values. Greater than equal to 0, less than 1. So what will be the greatest integer of x? This square bracket means greatest integer. So what will be the answer? 0. What will be the answer? Write some negative values. ये bottle है क्या? It's class में. हाँ, चला चला. बेस्ट बात है सब ऑफलाइन आता है. तो so for negative, what is the thing? Suppose I take greater than minus 1. minus 1. Next, greater than equal to minus 2 less than. So you always take the integer which is smaller. So this symbol square bracket is for greatest integer. Let's draw the graph now. So 0 is included. So we'll use closed circle or open circle? Close. Whenever the value is included, we use closed circle. And is 1 included? No. We will use what? Open circle. So for 0 to 1, what is the answer? 0. It means our graph will lie on the x-axis. So 0 to 1. At 1 it is open circle. Answer is 0. Then from 1 to 2. 1 to 2, what is the answer? 1. So 1 is included. So this time 1 will be included. So 1 to 2. Open circle. So what is the answer? 1. So between 1 to 2, what is the answer? 1. Now, between 2 to 3, what is the answer? 2. Can you see the graph? First stair, second, third. The same thing will continue in the backward direction. So between minus 1 to 0, what is the answer? Minus 1. So minus 1 to 0. So minus 1 is included? Yes. 0 is not included. This is the staircase graph. Can you see the staircase? This is the lowest one. Going up, going up, going up. And this is the way you draw. You can take any 4 5 points and you can draw it. Now, why did we draw this graph? If you see this graph, is this graph continuous everywhere? Or there is a break? There is a break at which point? Integer. Check. 0 to 1. So at which point break is there? 1. Because you are directly jumping there. There is a break. Then from this point you are jumping there. So there is a break at 2. Same thing will continue at 3. Now if you see here, at this point, at minus 2, this is minus 2. There is a break or not? Yes, you are jumping from here to here. There is no connection. That's why I have drawn dotted lines. There is no connection. So there is a break at minus 2. Similarly, there is a break at minus 1 because you are jumping from here to here. So at all the integral points, greatest integer function has a break in the graph. So at all the integers, greatest integer function will be discontinuous. So make a note of that point. At all the integral points, at all the integral points, greatest integer function is discontinuous. All clear? So we saw a few functions which are continuous, which are discontinuous. Now let's go to the mathematical way of finding whether a function is continuous or not. Is the graphical method clear? If they give you a graph, can you observe by seeing it? The moment you see a break, it means that function is discontinuous at a point. Or you can say that if a function is undefined at a point, there also the function will be discontinuous. So you can write down one more point. The point at which a function will be undefined, at that point function will be discontinuous. What is the point? The point at which function is undefined. That point will be also a point of discontinuity. Yes. So tan theta is undefined, right? At odd multiples of I by 2, you told that it is discontinuous. Let me give you a simple example. All of you see this example. Suppose the example is f of x equal to x divided by x minus 2. At which point this function is undefined?
2.
2. 2. It means 2 will be a point of discontinuity. Write down. Got it? See, you think logically. If a function is undefined, means the graph will not exist at that point. It's common sense. You don't have to remember this. If I don't exist at a particular place, means I'm absent there. Okay, the same thing. The graph will be absent at that point. If graph is absent at that point, it means what? It is discontinuous. Simple. There is nothing to remember in this. Common sense here. Just copy it. Okay, clear? Any doubt? Okay. Next. What was the meaning of finding the limit of a function? What was the purpose? If a function is undefined at a particular point, but I still want to find out what is the approximate value of the function at that point, then limit is used. Suppose this function only. This function is undefined at x equal to 2. But I am telling that boss, mujhe chahiye, I want the value of that function at x equal to 2. So you will say that I will tell you the value of the function not at 2. I will tell you the value of the function at 1.99999. Getting it? That is the meaning of limit. And that is the reason when we write limit like this. Limit x tending to 2. This says that x is approaching to 2. X is not equal to 2. So you will take the value of x as 1.9999. So you can say limit is a jugaad to find the approximate value. Suppose you are looking for address. Google Map is there, right? So you follow Google Map. But nowadays Google Map is also dangerous. Have you guys heard the news? In Kerala, what happened? Two friends were coming from a party. They are following Google Map. They were following Google Map and they landed into a river. They were doctors. Both of them are dead. They don't follow Google Map blindly. Okay, this has happened to us also last year. We went by car from here to Ranchi. By car, we went. So we were looking for a hotel in Andhra, Nellore. So it was showing that hotel is there. There was a lake, but we just stopped 50 meters before. It was dark, but the water was not so much, but it was a lake. But the Google Map was showing it is a hotel. So don't trust Google Map blindly. So what I was telling you, let's come back to the topic. The topic here is, suppose you're looking for an address, suppose you're looking for your friend's house. Okay. So if you don't have Google Map, how do you find address? You will ask the shopkeeper or auto person, or you will ask your friend, boss, tell me a landmark, maybe a petrol pump or whatever it is. Same thing is this. I cannot tell you the exact value of the function at x equal to 2, but I can tell you a value which is close to that. Okay. So you can also think it is very smartly done, right? 2 is not defined, but I am taking a value which is very close to 2. 1.95 times or 1.910 times or 1.93 times. So you'll get approximate value. That is the simple use of limits. So limit x tend to f of x. So in this limit, x is not equal to 2, x is approaching to 2. So never read that x is equal to 2. This arrow tells that x is approaching to 2 or x is very close to 2. So that is the use of limit. Okay. We will not go into too much detail of limit. Like I told, anyone who needs my lecture can ping me. I'll share the lecture. You can see that. Now, according to the mathematical method, we say that if left hand limit is LHL means left hand limit is equal to RHL. RHL means right hand limit is equal to value of function. This is called value of f of x at x equal to a. So if these three things are equal, then f of x is continuous at x equals to. This is the condition. If left hand limit is equal to right hand limit is equal to value of function, then we say that function is continuous at that point. LHL stands for left hand limit, RHL stands for right hand limit. F of a means function ka value at the point where you are checking for continuity. So I am checking for continuity at x equal to a. So I will find the value of the function at x equal to a. So this is called value of function. Any questions? Because after this we are going to start solving problems. Theory is over in this chapter. We'll solve questions. Maths NCERT, none of you have? Pop it? Remove it? Any doubts? So the first question. Yeah, it's an easy topic. Continue. Okay. Only the last class we will solve some tough questions. Okay. Last class will be, I think, tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll finish this. Continuity will get no. Not differentiation, only continuity. It's a very small chapter. Okay, that's why I told it revise limits and revise the trigonometry identities also, these two things. Because in tomorrow's class, these all two things will be used. Otherwise, you will be just seeing my face, see what sir is doing. Continuity you have understood, but because of trigonometry, you will just see, I'm not understanding. So revise all the identities. Write in your notes only. In this notes only, write all the identities. So the first question is, so the function is defined like this 3, 4, 5. X is between 0 to 1. X is between 1 to 3. X is greater than equal to 3 and 10. So you need to check the continuity at x equal to 1 and at x equal to 3. Write down the question. Check the continuity of function at x equal to 1 and x equal to 3. So we need to check at which point x equal to 1 and x equal to 3. So check continuity at x equal to 1 and x equal to 3. Let's discuss this. I've taken a very simple question where you have to just observe and tell. Okay, just observe karna and tell the answer. So if I check at x equal to, stop writing all of you see on the board. I'll give enough time to copy. कोई problem नहीं है. We'll go a bit slow in this. Understand? We told that for continuity, you need to check left hand limit, right hand limit, and value of function. All three should be same. The moment all three are same, function is continuous. If you want to check it 1, you will first find left hand limit. Left hand limit means what? Less than 1. So for x less than 1, what is the value of the function? 3. So left hand limit is how much? 3. For 1. For 1. Now, what will be the right hand limit for 1? X greater than 1. What is the value? 4. So at 1, left hand limit means less than 1. For x less than 1, what is the value of the function? 3. Right hand limit means for x greater than 1. What is the function? 4. So the left hand limit is 3, right hand limit is 4. Are they equal? No. It means limit doesn't exist. So function will be discontinuous. Is the formula clear? Any doubt? Let me know. Understand these things are the most scoring and sometimes confusion happens. So whatever doubt you have, clarify at that time. Don't carry any doubt. So at x equal to 1, left hand limit is how much? 3. Right hand limit is 4. So left hand limit is not equal to right hand limit. It means limit doesn't exist. If limit doesn't exist, will the function be continuous? No. Fx is discontinuous at x equal to. Now check for 3. Tell me the answer. Discontinuous? Yes. Discontinuous. So for 3, all of you observe. Left hand limit for 3 means x less than 3. What is the value? 4. X greater than 3 means the right hand limit. What is the value? 5. So left hand limit at 3 is 4. Right hand limit at 3 is 5. Again, LHL and RHL are not equal. So limit doesn't exist. When limit is not existing, there is no point of checking value of function. There is no point of checking. You check the value of the function when you see the first step is satisfied. That is LHL equal to RHL. So at x equal to 3, same thing. LHL is 4, RHL is 5. So LHL is not equal to RHL. So same statement you can write. Limit doesn't exist, so function is discontinuous. Any problem in identifying LHL, RHL, anyone in the class? Don't hesitate in asking doubts. Whatever you don't understand, ask at that time itself. Now, one task for all of you. At 1 and 3, it is discontinuous. I want you to find for, you can add one more part in this. Check continuity at x equal to -1 and 11. And 11. Check the continuity of the same function at -1 and 11. I know that you will be thinking, where is -1 and 11 in this? Correct? Okay, not my 11. -1 is fine. One second, one second. This function, so they have not defined for. Just give me a minute. So they have not defined only. You cut that part. That is not possible here. Just cut that. It's not possible here. I will give one question from my side. Suppose in this question, all of you see it. Just observe here. If I remove 10, okay, I'm writing the question again for all of you. Same question, but I will remove this thing. 3, 4, 5. X greater than equal to 0, 1, greater than equal to 1, 3, and this is x is greater than and equal to 3. Okay. So everything is same except what? That I removed this thing. So in this I am asking you, check the continuity of the function at x equal to 4. Like, do you guys understand my question? Check the continuity of the function, this function, at x equal to 4. I got one answer as continuous. I want all of you to think. The question what I've asked is common sense. You don't have to use pen for that. Think. If you are telling continuous, you have continuous. You guys have to explain also. It's not continuous.
Continuous.
Continuous, not continuous. So who all think that it is not continuous at x equal to 4? One. Anyone else? No one? Okay, you can take 1 minute to think. Question is exactly same as the previous one. The only difference is I removed 10. I am telling that for x greater than equal to 3, function is 5. So what I am telling that, what is the nature of the function at x equal to 4? Continuous or discontinuous? I got few answers. Aditya and Avantika told continuous. Tanishka also told continuous. Anyone else who is in the same team? Continuous. What is f of x at x equal to 4? 5. For all the values greater than 3, the function is 5. Right? That's what. It is important to read the function. If you read the function, you will say, sir, what type of question you have asked? That anyone can answer. But you need to know how to read the function. This thing is telling for x ka value, which is greater than or equal to 3. My function is always 5. Correct? So if I take x as 4, or if I take x as 1000 also, what is function? 5. Function ka value is not changing. It is what? It is continuous. What will be the graph? The graph will be like this. This is x equal to 3. The graph will be what? This. What is this value? 5. So this is my graph. Correct? A straight line for all the values greater than 3. So this straight line is a continuous or discontinuous function? That's what I was telling. Learn how to read the function. Sometimes questions will be very simple, but we complicate it by thinking, sir ne bola tha left hand limit, right hand limit. Okay? Just observe properly. Continuity means you don't have to lift your hand for drawing the graph. So it is a constant graph for all the values greater than 3. So if I say check the continuity at x equal to 9, again it will be continuous because the graph is constant. Clear? Make a note of that. The seniors, I gave this question, they wrote that question is wrong because x equal to 4 is not given in the question. Okay. So common sense you have to use. I know that x equal to 4 is not given, but what is the meaning of x greater than equal to 3? Means all the values greater than 3. Okay, so are you guys getting the feeling of what is continuity? Getting the feel? That is important. Questions can be complicated to any level, but you should first understand the topic. That is important. Again, you have time to practice 100, 200 questions throughout the year. But understand the topic, then automatically you will feel that urge. How can I apply in different functions? Okay, so this was the simplest question. And what is this function called? This is called piecewise function because it is written into three pieces. You can see that. First piece, second, third. So it is called piecewise function. Okay, let's do the next one. Pop it. Any doubt? Anything you want to ask any student? Question is find the relationship between A and B so that f of x, which is ax plus 1 and bx plus 3, if x is less than or equal to 3, if x is greater than, is continuous at x equal to. So this function is continuous at x equal to 3. It is given. Now you don't have to prove. It is given. So if function is continuous at x equal to 3 means left hand limit will be equal to right hand limit and it should be equal to f of 3. Correct? So all of you answer for right hand limit at x equal to 3. Which will you use? Ax plus 1 or bx plus 3? Bx plus 3 because x greater than 3. Right side. For left side, ax plus 1. For value of function,
X plus 1.
ax plus 1 because it is equal to also. See here. It is equal to also. So it is less than and equal to. So for left hand side also this one. Value of function also this one. For right side, learn how to read the function. Otherwise you will be choosing the wrong thing and swaha. Okay, so be careful. So the function is given continuous at this point. It means that left hand limit is equal to right hand limit is equal to value of function. So my point is 3, so f of 3. Right? So LHL. Now see one more thing. If you remember limits, excellent. If not, just listen to me carefully. You can directly substitute the value when you are finding the limit. If after substitution, final expression is defined. So in this expression for finding left hand limit, I will directly put x as 3. So this will be what? 3a plus 1. Is 3a plus 1 a defined expression or undefined? Defined. Same thing. For right hand limit, I will directly put this value in the function. 3b plus 3. Is 3b plus 3 defined or undefined? Defined. So whenever you are finding the limit, you can always put the value directly if answer is finite. You cannot put the value directly if the answer is undefined. like this one. Suppose I write the function as ax by x minus 3. So in this function, can you directly put x as 3? No, because it will be undefined. So here you have to use standard limits. But if you see directly, I can put and I'm getting a finite answer. Don't use the standard limits. Then ask directly. So left hand limit, put the value 3a plus 1. This will be equal to what? Value of function or RHL. Find RHL. What is RHL? 3b plus 3. Both of them are equal or not? Yes.
Yes.
So 3a plus 1 equal to 3b plus 3. So you can say 3a equal to 3b minus 2 or a equal to b minus 2 by 3. Clear? So this is the relation. They didn't ask the value. They asked the relation. This is the relation. Clear? Acha, plus, correct. That will be plus, correct. 3 minus, I wrote minus by mistake. This is also plus. Stop it. Any doubts? How much time we have? We have a lot of time. Let's do the next one. Next one is the, I think, same category. Yeah. I want you guys to tell me the answer for this one. So all of you try this. Don't worry about right and wrong. Try at least. Maybe you are able to solve 50, 60, whatever percentage. Find lambda if f of x is lambda times of x square minus 2x, and this is 4x plus 1. So this is the function. Function is defined like this. So if you see, the function is defined for all positive values of x as 4x plus 1. For all negative values of x, including 0, as lambda times of x square minus 2x. Okay? So is continuous at x equal to 0. So function is continuous at x equal to 0 means left hand limit, right hand limit, value of function. All three will be same. So from there you find lambda. And the next part, what about continuity at x equals to? Solve it. Which chapter is happening in school in maths for you guys? Google vectors. Matrices. Acha. Differentiation. Continuity is over. Determinant matrices. Same. Anyone who started with continuity differentiability? Anyone else? I also thought of starting with, but those chapters are easy. I want you guys to focus on the difficult. I will finish all the difficult chapters first in maths so that you have more time for revision. Okay? The difficult chapters are continuity differentiability and integral calculus. Okay? It will only take 4 to 5 months to finish. After that, you will have almost half a year to revise. If I start these chapters after 6 months, you will have less time to revise. Determinant matrices, vectors, probability, 3D, LPP, relation, function. These are very simple chapters, very straightforward. But these chapters, what we have started, are a bit tricky. Lambda is 1. Okay, noted. You are telling lambda is 1. I don't remember the answer. I have to solve only. It's not continuous at x equal to 0. How do you know? Lambda is unknown, no? You have to find a value of lambda so that it becomes continuous. And that they are telling it is continuous at x equal to 0. You're telling NCERT is wrong. Okay, we'll write a mail. So, basically, how do you do? You directly substitute the value. So, what is the left hand limit? Left hand limit is 0. Did I write the question wrong? 1 second. One second, let me check the question. Anyone else has maths textbook? Check exercise. Anyone has maths book? Anyone else? No one. For what value of lambda is a function defined by this is continuous at x equal to 0?
So no
Huh?
value.
So you are telling that, Acha, okay, I understood what you are telling. There is no value for that in that. But I think we have to write the question in a different way. Otherwise, find lambda. I will change the question. Since everything is same, answer will be no value of lambda. That is correct. But we have to write the question in a different way. Find the values of lambda for which f of x is continuous at x equal to 0. Okay, so there is no real value of lambda. Answer is there is no real value of lambda. Okay. So here you prove that there is not. Okay. So if you find the left hand limit, what is left hand limit coming? Put x as 0 in this. 0.
0.
Lambda into 0. 0. Let's find the right hand limit. What is right hand limit coming?
1.
1. Correct. 0 plus 1. So left hand limit is 0, right hand limit is 1. Is limit existing? No. Left hand limit and right. Left hand limit and right hand limit are not equal. Means limit doesn't exist. If limit doesn't exist, means function is discontinuous. So you can write down f of x is discontinuous at x equal to 0. So if function is discontinuous at x equal to 0 means there is no value of lambda. So answer is no value of lambda is possible for which fx is continuous at x equal to 0. Because limit is not only existing, so you can't talk about continuity. Okay? The reason is limit doesn't exist. So there is no point of discussion about continuity. It's impossible. At x equal to 0, not at every point. Okay? They write the options very smartly. So you have to be a bit extra smart there. So it will not be continuous at x equal to 0. It's not that it is discontinuous everywhere. Okay? Check the points. And that is the reason they gave the second part. What about continuity at x equal to 1? What about? You don't have to find lambda value. You have to check whether it is continuous at x equal to 1. You can't find lambda because lambda is not present here. Lambda is present only for x less than 0. I am asking continuity at x equal to 1. Yeah, sure, you tell me.
So it's continuous, right? LHL and RHL is fine.
It is continuous, okay? Note it.
It is continuous.
It is continuous, okay. I explained this already. Previous question. In the previous question, for x greater than 3, what was your function? 5. Here, for x greater than 0, what is your function? A straight line. Y equal to mx plus c. So when you draw a straight line, any gap is there in the straight line? No. See, we are not using common sense. Use kar rahe hain, common sense. I'm asking you what is the continuity? Means is it continuous at x? Forget about LHL, RHL. You can solve from there also. But you use basics. Basics use karo. For x equal to 1 means a value of x which is greater than 0. So for all the positive values, what is my function? Mx plus c. Y equal to mx plus c. 4x plus 1. A straight line. So when you draw a straight line, there is any gap? No. A straight line is always a continuous function. Is it continuous? Write down. LHL, RHL डालो ना यार. Because this function is same for all values of x. So at x equal to 1, what is your function? 4x plus 1. Before 1 also, what is your function? 4x plus 1. After 1 also, what is your function? If function is not changing, will the value change? Getting it? Clear? Anyone having doubts? I told you a different method. You don't have to do LHL, RHL. Simple funda hai that it is a straight line. Straight line is always continuous. Okay, when you draw a straight line, write down the reason quickly. Don't miss on any point. Now you may feel that okay, this is very obvious. After 3 months, I will ask you the same question, you will go blank. Whenever a topic is fresh, na, we feel that it's easy. That's why I tell always write everything, a minute to minute detail you write in your notes so that you don't have to refer left and right after that. The notes is everything. The moment you open, everything is revised. Done. Can we say that if I say x equal to 101, is it continuous at that point also? Yes, straight line. So let's do the next one. So the question is find all the points of discontinuity of f where f of x is sin x by x if x is less than 0, x plus 1 if x is greater than equal to 0. So find all the points of discontinuity. So basically, you need to comment about all the real numbers. What is limit x tending to 0 sin x by x? 1. So you have to use that here. The answer First of all, you will check it 0. Right? Everything except 0. Yeah. Yes, what is the answer?
So isn't F continuous?
It is continuous everywhere.
I think so, sir, because, yeah.
Okay, we'll check it. Ah, Ritvik. All natural numbers.
Sir, is it all points except 0?
All points except 0. That is the right answer. For this question, again, we don't even have to write any step. There's nothing to solve in this. What do we have to solve in this? I'm seeing that some of you are breaking your head, doing something. First thing is that you check at which point? 0. Because if you observe the way function is written, it is written at which point or around which point? 0. So first thing is that check at 0. So for 0, I'm telling that at 0. For left hand limit, which function will you use? X less than 0, this one. So limit x tending to 0, sin x by x is 1. Right? That is the reason I told. For right hand limit, which function will you use? X plus 1. Put x equal to 0. What is the value? 1. Left hand limit is equal to right hand limit. Now what is left? Value of function. So for f0, equal to 0 is present here. So you will use what? This one only. F of 0 is also 1. Left hand limit is 1. Right hand limit is 1. Value of function is 1. It means it is continuous at x equal to 0. That's what I told that you don't even have to write a single step. You can do this mental calculation. Practice this from now only. I'm not encouraging you to not write in the exam. Okay? You have to write all the steps. But same kind of question when it comes as an MCQ. It will save time, right? So it is continuous at x equal to 0. Now, the thing is that they are telling find all the points of discontinuity. All the points of discontinuity. Let's check it. At x equal to 0, it is continuous. What about other points? How will we check? How will you check? How will you check for other points? Suppose I want to check for x equal to 1. Is it continuous? No. At x equal to 1, it is continuous or not? No. Why? Listen to the question what I'm asking. At x equal to 1, why you guys are seeing this function then? We solved three questions about that. I'm asking at x equal to 1. Why will you check this function?
It's continuous.
It is continuous at x equal to 1. Why? It's a straight line. See again. Y equal to x plus 1 is a straight line. So for all the values of x greater than 0, it is a straight line. It will be continuous for all the values which is greater than 0. Because it is straight line. When you draw the straight line, it's smooth. There is no gap. Correct? For positive values. Now what about negative values?
Still be continuous, right?
It will be continuous or not. If I take any value less than 0, suppose I take x as minus 1. Okay? If I take x as minus 1. So is your function changing? No. Forget maths, yeah. Again and again I am telling you, use common sense. If you take x equal to minus 1, okay, for all the negative values, what is the function? This. So when you take a value on the left side of minus 1 and right side of minus 1, what will happen? The value will be approximately same because function is exactly same. For a number which is on the left side of 1 and a number not 1, minus 1, and a number which is on the right side of minus 1, the function is changing. No. So our limit ka value and value of function will be also same. So what is the answer for this? It is continuous. Okay. So Tanishka and Aditya, why did you guys think that it is?
So there was a question in 11th grade where we said that if limit existed 0, then all the other points would not be limits. So I thought all the other points would be discontinuous.
Write down the answer. Is it clear now? Should I explain any point again? Anyone having doubt? I'm again repeating. If you don't understand anything, point out at that time. Few of you ask your doubts very clearly. Some of you I know that still shy. So make sure the doubt should not be there. I'll call you guys on board from tomorrow. Be ready. Because every one of you should know that what is happening. Right? I also want to know how much you are revising. I call grade 10 student in the first class. They're excited to come on board. Everyone. I thought that they will say, like you guys say, no, no, sir, I don't want to come on board and solve. They were excited. All of them solved on the first class. First class, they all came, solve one question on the board. I was revising grade 9. These things develop the personality. Now, once you get the answer, then you should come on the board and solve. College me, you will get marks for these things. They will say, uh, 5 credits to you for just giving a presentation. They say that you pick your own topic, whatever topic you know the best. You give a presentation to the whole college or your whole branch. 5 marks for only giving a 10 minutes of presentation. Free. 5 marks. Some lectures are so nice, they give you 10 marks, 15 marks. Two of my lectures are passed me by just giving presentation. I told sir I have not studied anything. I will not pass. He just told me, this is one topic. One day you have only one topic. You give your best to prepare. The better the presentation is, more. He gave me 15 marks for just giving 10 minutes of presentation. Okay. And you will find other side also. There will be some Khadus professors who will make sure that you don't pass. They'll make sure. They will make a paper like that you study for 1 week also or 1 month also. When you will see the paper, you will feel that you have not studied the subject. So college is going to be a roller coaster ride. Now what happens the moment you get 40% marks, 50% or 60, 70, you start feeling that the world is over, life is over now, sab khatam ho gaya. Okay, college mein you will, my roommate, he was the topper in grade 10th, 11th, 12th. He got 21 out of 50. We were searching for him throughout the night, very easy. He left the home, he was on the main highway sitting and crying there. We told, what happened? How much you got? Maths ka marks came. So he told 21. I and Vikram were seeing each other. I got 4, Vikram got 6. Both of us seeing each other. So we started feeling bad after seeing him. Till that we were, chalo, theek hai yaar, it's okay. He got 21, he was crying. So it is difficult. You will not be able to digest everything in college because if you are a student who is putting so much effort from starting till end, sometimes you can't digest these things. But it's a part of it. Okay? After writing 2, 3 exams, you'll understand that it's okay. The most important thing is to give your best. After that, what is happening is not in your control. But give your best. That is important. Don't get influenced by movies. 3 Idiots, studying in the last night, still the topper of the college. Those things doesn't exist in reality. You have to study to be the best. Okay. So how much time is there? 5 minutes? 10 minutes? 10 minutes. Sure. Let's solve a few more questions and then wrap up the session. The next question what I'm giving, I think we have solved this in grade 11 in limits. Determine if f defined by f of x equal to x square into sine 1 by x. Remember this type of function? It was there in grade 11. If x is not equal to 0, 0, if x is equal to 0 is a continuous function. You need to identify whether it is a continuous function or not.
So
So
for
for
this
this
question
question
also, we
also, we
don't
don't
have to
have to
write
write
anything.
anything.
We
We
can
can
solve
solve
it
it
by
by
mental
mental
calculation.
calculation. So, but I will tell you how to write in the exam
also.
also. In the exam, you can't tell, sir, wait, I will explain you. I've not written. Okay? You have to know how to write these steps. And make sure that handwriting is good. Whenever you write the answer, your handwriting is good. Good means you don't decorate, write neatly. Okay? Just continuous. Okay. Continuous. Just continuous. Only two options are there. There is no third option, none of these. Take a minute. You can take a minute. Think. But I'm telling that there's nothing to solve in this. Okay? Don't write it. It's not required. Just observe it. Observe the function. Thinking. Okay. Students attending online, you can write your answer in the chat box, continuous or discontinuous. All of you have to answer. Yes. Surya. Thinking. This question broke the continuity. Take the last 30 seconds. After that, I want answers. Check. Let's discuss it. So for left hand, listen to me carefully. Few answers. Okay, continuous I got. Anyone else for continuous? Aditya, you told continuous? Okay. No change. Anyone else for continuous? One. Okay. So I got three answers. Avantika. Yes, Avantika, doubt? Or you're telling the answer is continuous?
Continuous.
Continuous. Advait is also telling continuous. Okay. Chalo. It's continuous. Okay, chalo. Ritvik, explain why continuous.
Because I mean, in the first part it's x not equal to 0 and the second part is x equal to 0. So
But for LHL and RHL, you have to put x as 0, na? And check. What is the significance? All of you see it. What is the meaning of x not equal to 0? That for LHL and RHL, you will use this function. For value of function, you will use this. Right? X equal to 0 means at x equal to 0, value of function is how much? 0. When I say x not equal to 0 means you take any value of x other than 0. You will take which function? This one. So if I take a value of x which is on the left side of 0, I will choose this one only. If I take a value of x which is on the right side of 0, still I have to choose this. Okay? First learn how to read the function. I'm repeating again and again. That is the first step. इसके बाद continuity and limit comes. First know how to read the function. Now see here. So continuous is the right answer. So students who answered that, very good, excellent. Now understand the logic. At x equal to 0, f of 0 is 0. Now I want to find LHL and RHL. Just tell me that I put any value of x here, any value of x. Sin theta ka range is from where to where? -1 to +1. Correct? -1 to +1. So suppose I put x as, because I am finding left hand limit or right hand limit. So suppose I say x is 0.000001. So is it a value close to 0? Because I can't put 0 here directly. So for finding a limiting value, you will take a value of x which is close to 0. So at this value of x, when I put here, you will say, sir, how will I find the value? But I'm telling you, boss, you don't have to find the value. You find the approximate value. So sine 1 by x. So if I say 1 by x is theta, sine cannot go outside -1 plus 1. You give any input, sine theta ka range is from -1 to +1. So if I put any value of x here, the output of this function will be between -1 to +1, which is a defined value. Correct? So suppose you have a value between -1 to +1, which is multiplied by this. What will be the answer? Almost clear? Anyone having doubt? Anybody who want explanation again?
So can you explain it again?
Sine 1 by x is between -1 to +1. You give any value of x, I'm not bothered. You can add 100 zeros here. Correct? 0.00000001, anything, but very small value, close to 0, because you're checking at 0. So this value will be either -1 to +1, anything between them. So it is a defined value between -1 to +1, because sin theta ka range is that. When this value, which is between -1 to +1, is multiplied by square of this, not even this, it will be almost how much? 0. So value of function is 0, limit is 0. Function is continuous or not? Write down the explanation, what I told. All of you understood? You can write the explanation on your own. Write down. In some textbook, they write sine theta is the oscillating function between -1 to +1. It oscillates, right? Up, down, up, down. That is the meaning of oscillating function. So the explanation was sine 1 by x will be always between -1 to +1. It is multiplied by a very small value. So answer will be approximately 0. So on this note, we will wrap up today's session. I hope that you guys got the fair idea about continuity and electric charge and field, both the things. So tomorrow same class is there, physics maths. So tomorrow I have close continuity. For maths, what I told you guys to revise, basics of limits, and all the trigonometric identities should be written in your maths notes only. In the same notes you write. Okay, so that whenever we are solving question, you can refer it. Okay, for physics, you don't have to revise anything. Yeah. For physics, whatever I have done, just revise it. Okay, bye guys. Good night. See you tomorrow.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you, sir.